What am I listening to? Third Eye Blind. Their Unplugged album from 2022. How did it make me feel? Pretty sad, pretty happy, pretty in the middle. Did you like it? Yes. Were you walking your dogs? Yes.
It's the Andrew Christopher Show with Andrew Christopher, your host. It's the Andrew Christopher Show, but really we call it the AC Show. Yeah, we really call it the AC Show. Really call it the AC Show. It's the AC Show. It's the AC Show with AC, your host. Check it out.
Hello, guys and gals. If you enjoy these previews of my podcasts, remember you can subscribe to my Patreon page monthly for the full episodes without this annoying message or any other advertisements, and much, much more. By supporting me in this way, you will be supporting my initiative to help introduce the power of music to youth and young adults in my community through songwriting, jamming, recording, general music mentorship at my studio at very little or no cost to their families. If you aren't able to support me in that way, I hope you'd consider supporting me in other ways, such as buying my new album or other merchandise from the shop on the Patreon page, or by buying a ticket to a show of mine, which I post on my Facebook and Instagram pages. Another way is simply by sharing this podcast with a friend, family member, or colleague that you think may enjoy it. I always appreciate the support, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. Welcome, everybody, to the Andrew Christopher Show, aka the AC Show. We are actually, I guess, on episode 86, believe it or not. This was interesting because as I fired up this podcast again, I remembered that, I did a lot of podcasts already, but I couldn't remember how many. I thought I got to 100. Turns out I only got to 84. That means that introduction I released would have been 85, and this is 86. So here we go. Podcast episode number 86. What am I listening to? Third Eye Blind, Unplugged. It was amazing. I loved it. I thought I'd talk a little bit about my history with the band first. Third Eye Blind. If you guys have seen me play gigs, you know I play a ton of their songs, and they've always been a special band to me. I've yet to see them live, and even recently, people say, you got to see them live. Oh, we went and saw them last year. Oh, yeah, I saw them a couple of years ago, and they were incredible. So I do still need to go see Third Eye Blind. Their self-titled debut album with the red cover, Third Eye Blind, was pretty much one of the first CDs I had and played on repeat. Get even more into that later. And thanks to, I'm guessing, my sisters who introduced it to me. That album is just straight fire. It begins with fire. It ends with fire. If you haven't heard Motorcycle Drive-By or God of Wine at the end of the album, go check them out. I'm guessing my family found out about Third Eye Blind through the Big Shiny Tunes CDs, which we always had around. A lot of my music was passed on to me from my older sisters. On that note, a lot of it was not stuff that I would consider myself to enjoy now, and some of it was awesome music that I would 100% still listen to and absolutely love. Some sisters had better music suggestions than others. I'm not going to get into whose was who, and some of them probably had some good suggestions or some bad. Who knows? Some of it was more rocky, some of it was more poppy, and pop music has gotten kind of a weird label. This mantra of, well, what is pop music anyways? And, well, if I can sum it up, what I'm talking about, the music I couldn't really get behind as much today. Let's just say Backstreet Boys. To me, that's pop music. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about pop music. I'm not going to list a list of bands or artists who I would consider pop music today. I'm not going to start slamming people on this podcast just yet. But for reference, Backstreet Boys, pop music. Third Eye Blind, a little pop rocky, but more so on the side of things that I'm into, that I really enjoyed. So thank you to my sisters. I'm very thankful for their musical influence in my life. At least they got me into some music. They got me some CDs, one of which, maybe the most played, was Third Eye Blind's self-titled debut. I just randomly stumbled upon this acoustic album as I was looking at their Spotify page, picking out what music I was going to take on my walk with me. I was just coming off a big Rolling Stones bender, which I will likely talk about in another episode. And I thought, I'm going to throw it back, go check out this Third Eye Blind album, the original one. And as I got to their discography, I started looking through and thought, yeah, I'll probably listen to that one. And then something caught my eye at the top of the list, 2022, this Unplugged album. And I thought, let's open it up, see what it looks like. And I kind of went back and forth. Okay, do I want to listen to this one or the original? I ended up picking the acoustic album, and I'm very thankful I did. It was awesome. It's very well done. Beautiful arrangement of songs. Some people might say it's a bit rigid. Again, trending towards that pop sound, but it kicks ass. It feels great. It made me feel a lot of things. So I took it out the door with me, and the very first song was one I had never heard before in my life, called Blinded. And it's got this great line in there, which I'm even almost blushing to say on the mic. And I see you fogging up the mirror, vapor around your body glistens in the shower, and I want to stay right here and go down on you for an hour. And I'm like, whoa. And this is some of the stuff that Third Eye Blind brings up in their lyrics. Listen to Semi-Charmed Life, right? It's a common theme. And I think it's coming from a place of love. And so it obviously caught my attention. And the entire song is beautiful, about a relationship, with a rocky start, and looking back now and seeing how far they've come, and how in love they are. When he looks at her, he's blinded. And obviously that struck a chord with me. This is a good time to mention that I'm not actually allowed to play this music for you guys. I had an idea. I really wanted to play these songs acoustic and sing them for you guys, but the Spotify's, Apple Podcasts, even the Patreon rules are kind of that this is supposed to just be a podcast speaking. So I'm trying to bend the rules a bit here and there, but I also don't want to get these taken down. So I'll be mostly reciting lyrics like that for you. Anyway, back to Blinded, a song I had never heard before. Started my walk, and then as it came to be, which for some reason had never crossed my mind, opening up an acoustic Third Eye Blind album, was that, yeah, of course there's going to be a version of Semi-Charmed Life on there. And some of you may have heard me perform this over the past couple months. I swear, and I still stand by it, I came up with this cool idea, and I just started playing Semi-Charmed Life slower, singing it more melodically, as a cover version of that song, which I had never heard before. I'd never heard it done that way. And I'm sure you can guess now, yes, of course, they've done this slowed down acoustic version on the Unplugged album that I listened to. And for me, in my head, this was something I came up with on my own, and I was quite proud of it and getting ready to even release it, possibly to you guys. And a lot of the time, I think musicians, artists, if this happened, it would be a big kick in the nuts, and it would be very detrimental to their plans, and they might even shy away from then sharing what they thought they came up with. Or for me, I think I took it as another chance to just let something go quickly and move on and think, well, that's fine. I mean, at least I know I never heard this slowed down acoustic version first before getting this idea, unless somewhere along the way. But I don't think many of you have heard this version either. Go check it out and you can let me know. But I don't think it's something that was super popular circulating and only been out for 2 years. So I'll be sharing that song with you guys still. I'm going to accompany this podcast with my acoustic version of Semi Charmed Life. A video of that will be up on the Patreon page shortly. So I was able to let go of any negative thoughts or feelings quite quickly and really enjoy the version that's on this album. And it is quite different still from the version I came up with. It was just interesting because I had been telling people, yeah, I've never heard a slowed down version before. And I just started trying it, and I think it's really cool. And everyone I had talked to said the same. And they seemed to enjoy it, the ones who heard this version I did. And so I was trying not to take anything away from myself and the work I had done. And the idea I think I had. And their version's pretty cool too. So I hope you guys enjoy theirs. I hope you get a chance to hear mine, and then you'll see the differences. And most importantly, the message I took from that, again, is not clinging on to the negative feelings or a negative side of something that happens to you. Letting it go. Moving on as quick as you can. And then I could still enjoy that song. I could have spent the rest of the time that I was listening to that song thinking, okay, now is mine as good? Should I put it out there? Maybe I need to change it. But instead, I just forgot about it and stayed in the moment and listened to that song. And it was great. Such a cool version. Loved it. And it really got me thinking about, not letting little things like that get you down. Don't focus on the negative. There could be a small negative in there where the majority of it could still be positive. And people tend to cling on to that negative thing, either for too long or too much. And it could even be the reverse, that it's mostly a negative thing, and there's only a tiny bit of positive in there. But if you can flip it and cling to that positive, that's what's going to get you through this thing we call life. Not letting these little things get you down. It led me to thinking more and more about people who are struggling mentally, wishing I could help show them and teach them that life gets better. And it's kind of weird for me to preach that, and some of you might think, well, if you're all about staying in the moment and what's happening now, then how can you preach that life gets better? And my response to that would be, the way it's going to get better is sitting in this moment right now and finding what's good. Once you do that, your life is already better than it was a second ago. Life gets better when you take this moment seriously, pay attention to it, and find the joy. So saying life gets better, I think you need to believe that in order for things to get better. And it can start right now. It's good to have something to believe in, a mantra like that. Life gets better. And I'd like to say that to anyone who is struggling. Reach out. Please reach out, always. This is going to be a common theme I talk a lot about. And I want you to reach out if you're struggling. To someone you love. To me, I hope I can get back to you in a timely manner. I will always try my best. You might have someone closer to you that you feel more comfortable. But reaching out is one of the main things that I have started doing more of, and it's helped me immensely. Back to the album. By the time I got to losing a whole year, I was in tears. I can specifically remember myself crying on my bedroom floor, listening to this song, listening to this album, and multiple times breaking down, crying. My parents were getting divorced. I think I was struggling to know who I was. I just didn't understand a lot of what was going on in my life, and it was hurting, along with regular high school, middle school, whatever I was. That's it for the preview. If you want to hear more, go to patreon.com/Andrew Christopher.
It's the AC show with AC, your host. Check it out.